Sri Lanka. You're here with me, Amaya, on another beautiful Monday morning. And I'm sure you're getting ready for the day ahead of you, and you've got up, you got out of bed, you're getting dressed, and it's great to have you here on the show with us this morning. Now, it's Monday, which means Dr. Namal Senasinghe will be joining me later in the day to speak to you about managing a different type of pain. So you should stay tuned till the end of the show for that. But right now, we're going to get into the management of another very big event that happens in almost everybody's lives, and that is a wedding. Now, I am someone who loves weddings. As soon as I hear someone is having a wedding, I grill them about the colors, the theme, the flowers, the bridesmaids, everything. But there is a big difference between attending a wedding and planning one. Now, if you are someone who is planning your wedding and you're feeling overwhelmed with all the details and everything that you have to take care of, why not consider hiring a wedding planner so that you can sit back and relax and enjoy your big day. Now, there are certain planners who will do the last minute run up to your wedding, as well as those who can handle it from A to Z, from the rehearsal dinner to the honeymoon and everything in between. So to help you out here on Good Morning Sri Lanka, we have two professional wedding planners who will be giving you some tips and hints about how you can really plan a successful wedding. So good morning to both of you. I have Ms. Yanthi De Silva and Mr. Usman Ghaus.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So Yanthi and Usman have their own wedding planning company, and it's called Events and Trends. You've had it for about 4 years now.
4 years now,
is
yeah.
it? And they've also had a lot of experience earlier on as well. So they are very experienced professionals who are doing this full-time, wedding planning full-time. So we have the best here on the show for you today to get all the information we can about planning your special day. So welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good
and
morning.
let's just get into it. What is a wedding to you? And why did you actually get into this industry, first of all? Because it is something that is not very widespread in Sri Lanka. However, there is a certain niche market for it. So tell us about what the wedding means to you. And Yanthi?
Yeah, well, to us, actually, if I say, because we work together, to us a wedding is kind of the most important day of a person's life, and it should also be the most beautiful day.
Of course.
Yeah, so because of that, what we feel is, since we've been in the hospitality industry before, we see how important it is to the family, to the parents, and everyone around the couple. So what we feel is, like I said, since it's like the most important day, it should be the most beautiful day. And for us, with our services, why we came into the industry is to help these couples make it more special, and most of all for them to enjoy, relax, and enjoy this most beautiful day of their lives. So yeah, that's how we see a wedding.
And I'm sure both of you love weddings, because you wouldn't be doing this full time. Wedding planning is not easy at all, is it? And I'm sure you can tell me about that firsthand. But tell us, Usman, so why do you love weddings? Why did you get into this specific industry?
Well, like Yanthi said, we have been actually planning events basically from the hotels we have worked before. But when it comes to weddings, I mean, we have planned more weddings than basically corporate events. So we actually know every nook and corner about weddings actually. So basically, that's why we thought of going into wedding planning rather than event management itself. So yeah, that's how we got into the industry, wedding planning industry.
So let me ask you, for those of our viewers who are not very aware of what the role of a wedding planner is, what exactly do you do? What's the input, the process, and the output?
Yeah, because see, the plan, actually there's a lot of responsibility when you're a wedding planner, because like we say now, what we want to do is make life easy for the client, right? So right from the beginning, say a client has only got a date in mind, and then they come and meet us. So we help them out with a budget plan, what we think is actually very important and very essential, because when it comes to a wedding, there's quite a lot of expenses. So the main thing we have to concentrate right from the beginning thing is, planning a proper budget so that, you wouldn't get into trouble or feel uncomfortable closer to the date.
Yes.
Yeah. So you wouldn't be stressing out on that. So yeah, we do a budget plan, and then of course we advise them depending on their likes and needs as to which suppliers. We advise them on suppliers, and then again, so we actually act as financial advisors and then creative advisors, and then right throughout as coordinators, and yeah, basically coming up with every little thing they want. And then on the day itself, I mean, you can plan for months or maybe years, but the day is, I mean, that's like the main thing, right? So on that day, what we try to do is leave the family out of all the planning, because they need to get dressed, they need to be there for the photos, all that. So what we do is on that day we see to every single aspect, from the food to the setup to the decorations, then whatever other entertainment activities we have lined up for them, and then of course also the entire flow on that day. So the couple and the family, I would say, would just have to sit back, relax and mingle with your family and friends, and just leave the work to us.
Because planners like Usman and Yanti will take care of everything, right? So we'll be going into a video about a very special video soon after I ask you this question. But I have to ask you, what's the environment like for weddings in Sri Lanka? What do you see that's unique to Sri Lankan weddings?
I mean, most of the weddings we've handled is basically Sinhalese weddings, and it's mostly into Candian weddings.
I see.
So the thing is, there is always, there are couples who want to have a change. I mean, after the dinner or after lunch. So then it goes into a Western or Indian theme as well. So it's basically, I mean, a mixture of all the cultures, mainly the Sri Lankan, but a mixture of all the other traditions as well, like like I said, the Western coming in, the Indian coming in, and basically even deco wise. But I mean, we start with the traditional aspects of the wedding, but then there'll be entertainment wise, it changes, and even decors and everything changes later on.
Yeah.
So like
even the decor will change later on.
And stuff.
Yeah, we will. You get so many requests from clients.
So you really do cater to the specific requirement of the client.
Of course, yeah.
Right?
I mean, if you, like you said, if you ask, I mean, the difference between a Sri Lankan wedding and a wedding from maybe, say, a Western wedding, you would see the bride from the beginning right to the end in one attire. So it'll just be a very traditional English kind of a wedding, right? A Western kind of a wedding, sorry. So, but in a Sri Lankan context, okay, you dress as a Candian bride, you have a going away change maybe as a Western bride or as an Indian bride, and then again you have a lot of entertainment. So even the guests that are invited, it's just not that you come to a wedding, have your meal and leave. So there's a lot of entertainment provided for them. So it's more of I would say Sri Lankans have their weddings in a very grand way. So compared to most of the Western weddings we see,
yes.
So yeah.
So we'll having a wedding in a grand way might be what you're looking for, but if you are thinking about still going ahead without a wedding planner, so we are here on Good Morning Sri Lanka want to help you out as well. So we have a small video clip ready for you about how you can organize your own wedding.
To make a wedding planner checklist. All you need for the perfect wedding is a little organization. You will need a master list, a timetable, a checklist, an accordion file and a wedding day list. Make a master list of all the tasks that need to be completed before your wedding, such as booking the location, photographer and band, having invitations printed and mailed, planning a menu, ordering a cake, creating or buying wedding favors, organizing party outfits, making honeymoon reservations, etc. Organize your tasks into manageable chunks by creating a timetable by which to complete them. Online wedding sites can give you an idea on what tasks need to be completed well in advance of your wedding day and what can be left until the last minute. Now create a checklist on what needs to be accomplished in each time period. Place a little tab along the side so you can check them off as they are done. Stay organized by labeling an accordion file with things like reception venue, music, wedding attire, honeymoon and so on. Keep all correspondence and receipts in this folder. Make sure nothing goes wrong on this big day by creating a wedding day checklist that includes important reminders like wedding bands, marriage license, any permits you may need, and your travel documents if you're embarking on your honeymoon immediately.